Out in 5 seconds. Time for a drinks break.
ثانية في
Sadid, if you can mute yourself there, sir. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Let's get the quick for the recording. We'll go ahead and start from the top here. Welcome to the Texas Pitch Fest Finals of April 17th from TiE University and TiE Houston and TiE Dallas. We congratulate all of you for being here. Our mission at TiE University is to empower college students to become entrepreneurs. So this is our mission, and we do this by bridging this added value of bringing the community together, where we've got college students.
Sorry, we do not see your slides.
You do not see my slides. That explains why all of you are staring at one another. Let's try that one more time. What about now? See it? There you go.
Yes.
Welcome. For the recording, folks. This is all for the recording, and we'll make sure we get it down. So welcome to the TiE Pitch Fest Finals, April 17, 2021. Want to thank all of you for being here. The mission at TiE University is to empower college students to become student entrepreneurs, and we bring the added value to colleges and our local chapters, college students, and our charter members by bringing all of them together here in this one event, where we're looking for great ideas, we're looking to mentor great ideas, we're looking to invest in great ideas, and great student entrepreneurs who are looking to build their startups. So it's a win-win for all of us here, so we are extremely happy to have you here. I want to give all of you a sense that this is more than just one competition. The TiE University program, what started as a hackathon with lots of activities around solving a problem defined by our corporate sponsors, to offering workshops for students with how to solve real-world challenges or business challenges, to now a competition in which students that have ideas, that have put some time towards ideating and getting their pitch presentations together, to offering internships and networking. Oops, let me make sure. To networking, to investments. So we want to make sure that you realize that this is more than just this one competition. Lots of benefits for students to take part. I'm going to give you all 10 seconds to glance over this. For some of you who want to read this more, go ahead and take a screenshot of this slide. We have lots of benefits for students to be part of the TiE ecosystem. I'll also extend a welcome to all of you to the TiE Houston student membership. The fact that you're here means you have access to our TiE CMs, and Samya, who is our TiE Houston Executive Director, will welcome you into events without charging you any prices. Is that right, Samya? As students, they get access to our events for free?
Yes, they can attend our events.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I think Satyajit has made the same offer for students. The fact that you're here is now you're part of the TiE ecosystem. Colleges and universities, if you want to take this back to your teachers, your faculty members, to your directors of university programs, we would certainly welcome any colleges that want to work with us for this. Lots of benefits for schools. So the fact that you're here means that you care about this. Find your friends and encourage them to learn more about the TiE University program. And I'll share a link at the very end where you can become part of the group and share the message to your administrators and get them to take part in our competitions like you have. All right, so I've already kind of done a welcome with most of you, but just for recap, anyone joining us now, our goal here is to make sure we welcome you from TiE Houston, TiE Dallas. The renaming activity, if you haven't already renamed, we'll quickly welcome and thank our judges, review our pitch rules and criteria, and then we'll go into breakout sessions for the actual pitch competition. We'll take a small break while the scoring is being tabulated, and then we'll even announce the winning teams for TiE Houston Dallas. So two teams will walk away from this competition. I've already made the announcement that all of you are winners already with the $1,000 AWS credits, but the two teams who walk away today will additionally get $1,000 cash from each local chapter for being in the semifinals for TiE Global. So we're here to support you, and we're glad. So welcome to the TiE local Texas competition. And this is just for recaps. Judges, if you want to rename yourself, if you have not yet, this is what you would do to rename yourselves. And we'll also move on to the students. Students, if you've just joined in late, make a note of this slide. We'd like for you to rename yourself so we don't miss you during your pitch order. This is the pitch order. TiE Dallas and TiE Houston tracks. Please take a screenshot of this if needed. And with that, let's move forward. If you're not a co-host, if you're a co-host and you're not a judge, do rename yourselves with the letter A in front, and then followed by D or H for Houston or Dallas, followed by your first name. And then this is really important for all the attendees who are just joining in from our charter member CM group. Please do rename yourselves. Use the letter Z, so it takes you into the order, the lower end of the order, so it prevents us from accidentally calling on you to share your screen and by mistake. So once you've done all this, let's go to thank our judges. So from TiE Dallas, Satyajit, do you want to help me out here, thanking your judges?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ravi. From TiE Dallas, we have amazing entrepreneurs, investors as judges. We have not in order of importance, but in alphabetical order here, as Ravi has said, Sunny Banerjee. He has done several investments, and his expertise is in the fintech and that area. Ram, he is also is our president of TiE, as well as has done several investments, and his expertise in the AI. And Tina Money, she leads in TiE Dallas, she's the leader of TiE Women Initiative. She was also a semifinalist at the global level for TiE Women. She herself has started a startup recently, very inspiring. And I want to thank Sunny, Ram, Tina for all the hard work you have put in before today and all the work you are going to do today. You have a tough job. We have great competitors. Thank you.
Awesome. And look, if you're a team in the Dallas track or Houston track, if I were you, I'd take a screenshot of that slide and look up these folks on LinkedIn and send them connections requests right now. Just let them, or not now, but later in the day, and let them know that you took part here. Not only are they volunteering as judges, but they are also willing to help and mentor and guide student teams. So these are folks that you want to know and make friends, and then also learn from them. So thank you, TiE Dallas teams, judges. I also want to take the opportunity of thanking the TiE Houston judges, which include our very own board member and charter member, Vanita Gupta. Thank you, Vanita, for your volunteerism and support for the TiE University program. Ken Cohen. Ken, thank you so much for making your Saturday available for us. I know it's a beautiful Saturday today. I know it rained in the morning. It was a little cold in Houston, but I think it cleared up. Thanks to Pradeep, I don't get to go out much. I have to stick here, but I definitely want to thank you for giving that up and being here. Appreciate you being a judge. And then Mr. Will Fraser, thank you so much, sir. I have heard your name and seen your name many times. You have helped lots of students startup competitions, and you have, just as Ken and Vanita, a vast amount of knowledge. Vanita has told us that this is the first time she's judging, but she's a co-founder of a very large startup, a manufacturing startup that is no longer a startup. So Vanita does bring a vast amount of business experience to the group. So again, if I were you students, take a screenshot of those names and connect with them on LinkedIn and let them know that you know them through this pitch competition. So let's now quickly just remind the judges why we're here. Okay, I'm talking directly to the judges. Judges, do note our goal here is to empower college students to aspire to become entrepreneurs. Please don't scare them away from this goal. Some of you can do that, and some of you may do that for the interest of the student, not wasting their time. But at the same time, I'll tell you, from my experience, most students don't run their startups on the first idea that they had. So be kind, be constructive in your comments. If there's something that needs to be said later, save it for later. Do mentor them on a one-on-one basis, but for the sake of the pitch competition, be constructive and kind in your comments. Do provide some canvas and the business plan sheets in the pre-scoring of this event. You've already made some comments there, so we'll share all of this, all the comments you put together, we'll share all of them to students. During the pitch competition, you do have an opportunity to put some one-liner comments, but then also post-competition, you do have the ability to write much more thorough responses for the students to give some rich feedback for them. Students, once again, whatever judges provide us, will provide everything to you after the event. And then judges, please, this again, I know it's funny I'm saying this to judges. Most of the time what we notice is judges actually need the timekeeping more than the students. Students have already kind of prepared themselves. Judges, we're going to try to politely ask you to just watch the time and so we can keep moving the program forward. And then do spread the Q&A time amongst each other. Try not to take all of the Q&A time for you. We know you're passionate about these pitches, but we're going to request judges to be mindful of others and watch that time. Okay, so folks, if you have, we've already shared this with all the students, but I'll just, for the recording, we'll quickly give a recap. You're looking at the criteria for the competition here is the opportunity assessment, which is weighted at 10%, the value proposition of the pitch at 15%, operational and management credibility, the team basically at 10%, financial understanding of the pitch and the idea, success viability, presentation and delivery at 10%. So what you see on the slide there is how they're getting weighted, and the business model canvas and the business plan summary has already been graded, and that 20% is already scored. So everybody's starting with up to 20 points, and the rest they'll score at the presentation in your tracks. So here's the timing requirement. Samya is going to keep you honest on the time, judges, as well as students. Students, you're going to start off with 10 minutes per pitch, and if you don't use up your 10 minutes and you have 2 minutes left over, judges could use that time to ask for Q&A. So technically judges can have up to 7 minutes if they like, but all in all, we're looking at 15 minutes at the most, at the absolute most for per pitch, and we want everybody to be mindful of that. Samya and Satyajit both will be the moderators in the tracks to keeping all of us honest on time. We will allow up to 5 minutes in between if we need to get our scores in from our judges. Judges, we are keeping track in a jury's monitor, a judge's monitor, which tells us if you've scored or not. So Samya and Satyajit will be able to see if you've scored or not, and may actually have to politely ask you to submit your scores so we can move forward. All right, so there we go. Satyajit will be for Dallas, and Samya, and I've also listed Amy. Amy Henry is also helping us out from the TiE Houston group, so they will be keeping all of us honest on the time. So with that, I just want to remind everybody, stay in the breakout rooms. Even if after your pitch is done, just stay in the room until we ask you to come back. And when you come back in the main room, we may have some music playing for you. Come and enjoy the music, but only do so when you're asked to come back. And then, are we ready? Are we good to go? All right, I'm seeing some nods. So with that, all of you, the breakout sessions are open.
Folks, sorry about that. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication between Ravi and I. So we have students joining. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, Anish. Hello, Tyler.
Hi.
Hello, Rahul. Welcome.
Hey, Satyajit, how are you? Thank you.
I'm good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Right. We'll wait a couple of minutes until everybody joins. Hello, Brian. Welcome.
Hello. Glad to be here. Let's see, got to move over the window.
Hey, hi, Anish. Welcome. Hello, Ganika. Welcome.
Okay.
We're going to wait a couple of minutes to make sure everybody is assigned and they had time to. Sometimes it takes a little while to move between break rooms. Glad to see all the team members are here. I think we are missing one. Ganika, we are missing your partner in crime, I guess. I'm sure she will join soon.
Yeah, I thought she already left, so I'm not sure.
No
what's
worries, no
happening.
worries. I will wait. Okay. There she is. Hello, Warika. Welcome.
Hi, sorry, I was in the wrong room.
No worries. That's okay. All right, so let's get, I think now all the participants are here, so I'm going to, Darshak, you have started recording, correct? Please confirm that.
Yes, it is being recorded.
Perfect. All right. Okay. With that, I think, can you see my presentation? Are you able to see the slideshow?
Yes.
Very good. Excellent. So welcome. Thank you all. Congratulations on making it so far. So housekeeping quickly. I think we just went through this. So I won't spend a lot of time. I am going to request that everybody please mute yourself other than the team who is presenting. And I think a lot of you have done it. So I wanted to be clear. Of course, judges can speak during Q&A. Mayur, are you able to hear me? I want to make sure you are able to hear and see, so that because you are the timekeeper. All right, I will follow up with Mayur offline if he is not able to. Okay, wonderful. We have 3 judges.
Sorry,
again.
I was trying to get unmute myself.
No worries. Okay, wonderful. This is the order. Survival will go first. Team SURVIVR will go first. Team IDA next. Team FitAtom, Atlas Open Science then, and finally Resume Puppy. So that's the order we are going to go in. Any questions before we start? If anybody has any questions, let me answer. Otherwise, once we start, we'll just go. All right. One final housekeeping, everybody mute yourself. You as a participant. So one key thing I want to say is we want to encourage all the participants and whoever is here to stay and be respectful to others who are presenting after you. You will learn from that for sure, because there are excellent contenders here. As well as we will give you an opportunity to give feedback. Every audience will also be able to provide feedback. And I'm sure the participants would appreciate feedback from the audience. So we will appreciate your feedback, and in your feedback, of course, you can point out what you found missing, but also be positive as opposed to, don't use it for the destructive reason. Right? That's what I'm saying. All right. With that, Everybody ready? Team Survivor, are you ready?
Yep. Let me just share the screen.
Okay.
You have to stop
Mayur,
sharing
my
yours. So
timekeeper, are you ready?
I am ready. 15 minutes. We'll start whenever.
So you will have, and I would like for you to do a 10-minute timer first, where I would like for you to give a 2-minute warning to the speaker. Is that good?
Okay, that's fair.
can
Okay.
everyone see this?
Let me
Not
stop
yet.
sharing.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we can
now
see
we
that.
are able to see it.
Okay, so you see
So-
the slide?
Yes. Yes. So
the
we'll have
2-minute
you.
warning. Do you want me to interrupt, or how do we want to do that?
Yes. Please orally interrupt and say you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
And participants should anticipate a 2-minute warning. Okay. All right. And if any of the participant chooses not to have a 2-minute warning, you can come up front and say, please don't give me warning. We are okay with that. Okay.
Yep. I think that would be better.
Yes. So if anybody
Brian, do
does
you
not
need it?
want it, by default, Mayuri will give a warning. If they don't want it, they need to tell you, I don't want a warning. Okay.
I'll go without a warning.
All right.
Perfect.
Thanks,
All
Brian.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. Mayur, next thing is you need to tell him when to go. Okay. I will now mute
Whenever
myself.
Brian is ready.
Ready when you are.
All right, so let's get started here. Brian, go ahead.
Great.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everyone. My name is Brian, and I'm the CEO of SURVIVR. SURVIVR is a public benefit corporation that specializes in immersive training for first responders. Simply put, we exist to make communities safer. But before we jump into that, I want you to first imagine that you are a police officer responding to this call. You are told that there's a suspicious individual loitering in an alleyway. As you arrive on scene and approach, the suspect suddenly reaches behind and pulls out a dark object. What do you do next? Draw your firearm? Reach for your taser? Is it too late to de-escalate this situation? When police officers approach complex situations like this, their split-second decisions can mean life or death. Police agencies know this, so they invest heavily in training. However, today's training is profoundly inadequate, and I'll break it down into 3 basic types. First is classroom training. Endless PowerPoint lectures are boring and disconnected from making decisions under real-world pressure. Second, training with live actors is an expensive logistical nightmare. You have to remove officers from the streets, pay for overtime and ammunition, and rent public facilities. Since this training is so resource intensive, it's very limited in availability and the diversity of training scenarios that officers can practice. And third, existing training simulators play videos on screens. These training videos are pre-scripted and unrepeatable. If you've ever tried talking to a YouTube video, you'll know that it's incredibly awkward. Videos do not care about what you say or what you do. They'll just play from start to end like you don't even exist. So as an officer, you can't practice de-escalation and communication skills. You can't practice advanced decision-making. You can't practice physical tactics or interact with the training environment. There is only one thing that you can practice, and that is whether or not you pull the trigger. Shoot or don't shoot. This is today's standard of police simulator training. The vast disconnect between this training environment and the dynamic, adrenaline-filled circumstances of real-world encounters is frankly disturbing. Our officers and communities deserve better. There must be a more realistic yet accessible way to train our police. That's where we come in. SURVIVR provides the latest standard of police training simulators. We use virtual reality to create fully immersive 360-degree training environments that allow you to engage both verbally and physically. We have over 25 fully customizable training scenario platforms, including traffic stops, domestic violence situations, school shooters, emotionally disturbed individuals, and more. Our training goes well beyond just knowing when and how to use force. We help first responders understand de-escalation and the endless complexities of high-stakes, fast-moving situations. We even offer custom simulations of real-world environments. Here, you can see some of our before and after images of military checkpoints that we designed for the US Air Force. Our pricing is simple. We charge $45,000 per simulator, plus optional add-ons such as warranties, software updates, custom training scenarios, and additional hardware such as tasers. Our unit economics are easily sustainable with 85% gross margins per simulator. Now, we've booked 1.1 million in revenue since 2020. This includes 27 simulators across 14 customers in 10 states. Our customers today include a variety of law enforcement agencies, such as municipal, county, federal, military, university, and private security organizations. We've won 4 federal SBIR contracts, including one with the Department of Homeland Security worth $2 million over 5 years. On top of all that, we're really excited by our growing inbound demand, and we're nearly exceeding our internal sales capacity. Meanwhile, our product has matured to over 25 training scenario platforms with advanced features such as multi-user training. We have multiple technology inventions under a patent application and have upcoming plans from eye tracking to implicit bias detection. Finally, in 2019, we were one of only 10 companies worldwide accepted into Techstars Austin, one of the world's leading startup accelerators. But don't just take my word for it. Customers far and wide recognize SURVIVR as the most modern training simulator. They love using our simulator to increase training repetitions and reduce response times, especially during COVID when training options are very limited. So how big can this get? 3 years ago, we started by targeting just local law enforcement agencies. There are about 18,000 agencies in the US, so based on our average deal size, this gives an initial market worth $1.54 billion. But we quickly realized that demand also exists in much broader markets. We began receiving inbound inquiries from others such as Air Force squadrons, international agencies, high schools, casinos, and the Department of Homeland Security. Our opportunities continue to expand as we release new products and other industries become more educated on virtual reality training methods. And how do we reach these customers? Our sales and marketing staff are 100% former law enforcement. They understand how cops think, where to find cops, and how to talk to cops. We conduct aggressive marketing campaigns at major law enforcement channels, from the International Association of Chiefs of Police to policeone.com. Our sales team is also constantly doing cold outreach and maintaining existing customer relationships for warm referrals and upsells. Here's our team. We have 10 full-time employees, 50% of which are former law enforcement officers. Our co-founders have backgrounds in computer science and are former virtual reality consultants, while our other executives have over 30 years in sales, marketing, operations, and government contracting. And our advisors have backgrounds in virtual reality, law enforcement, criminology, and corporate operations. This gives us a versatile team, whether we need help with growing the company or developing new intellectual property. Finally, I'll end with some funding details. We've always been capital efficient because of our technical backgrounds and unit economics. So we didn't need to raise a lot of money to grow. In 2019, we raised $320,000 to accelerate our product and generate $750,000 in revenue. And we ended up exceeding that goal with $939,000 in our first year of sales. We're now raising our next round of $750,000 to accelerate revenue growth. We'll be using the funds primarily to triple our new sales reps and invest more into our police marketing channels. This will take us to over 4 million in bookings per year and net profitability by 2022, if not this year. SURVIVR is the future of first responder training, and it's ready today. We exist to make communities safer, and we expect our impact to rapidly grow this year. We're super excited about our upcoming growth because ultimately, the more people we help go home at night, the better. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for your presentation. Mayur, if you will please request the judges now. Judges, I request you to start asking questions. Mayur, please put a 5-minute timer.
Yeah. So basically, Brian was able to complete his presentation in 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
So
So he has another additional 1.5 minutes for judges to ask additional questions. So I'll
perfect.
set the timer for 6.5 minutes.
All right.
Sounds
Tina,
good.
why don't you start?
Sure. Hello, Brian. Congratulations. Your pitch was really good, first of all. It was very clear. I think the value prop and the opportunity was very compelling. I just have one question that's on the product roadmap. So you talked a lot about how you're going to use the funds to grow your sales and marketing and all that. But what is the repeatability of the product? So for example, you've created some 25 different scenarios that can be plugged into a very wide range of markets, as I understand. What is the incremental effort for developing new scenarios or new games going forward?
That's a great question. And to clarify, so we call them training scenario platforms because each platform is infinitely reusable. So existing training simulators are pre-scripted. It's traffic stop good, traffic stop bad. We are traffic stop that can end in thousands of different ways in real time. And so each scenario platform release, to give you an idea, anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on complexity. It could be domestic violence, traffic stop, school shooter, whatever it may be. And so we already have 25 of these fully customizable platforms, and that's honestly a lot more than enough for customers to use it however long they want. We have customers that use it weekly, hundreds of scenarios a month. So so that's why the main emphasis on this round, in contrast to the prior round, is on sales and marketing.
Thank you. One more quick question before I hand it off. So have you thought about any IP or patenting any of your technology so that you can have a moat over other competitors?
Yes, we do have multiple software technologies under a patent application. And I mean, I can go on into the specifics on a separate call if you like, but essentially it's around how we approach certain components of the software system, from the user interaction design to the instructor control software, spatial calibration, analytics software. So we threw all that into a patent application late last year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it from my side.
Satyajit? Can I go? I think you're
Yes.
okay. Hey, guys, fantastic presentation, very interesting and even timely, unfortunately, if I may say so, with what's happening last week. But all that aside, a couple of quick questions. You said about $1 million and 1.1 booked revenue. How much of it is actually realized, and how much of it is in the pipeline? And then to follow up on what Tina said, in terms of IP, there's obviously a combination of software and hardware. Is the hardware assembled with generally available products in the market, or is it custom? Is there IP there also?
Great questions. So to touch on the first one, we have approximately 700 to 750,000 realized. The rest is accounts receivable. So those are already invoiced or about to be invoiced literally next week. So the other question, you know, we consider ourselves a software company, so the emphasis of it is in the software that we built. That's different than all the other simulators out there. There is a custom hardware component, which, you know, from a high level is the design schematics we use to make realistic looking firearms and weapons communicate with the virtual reality system. So there is a component to that too. It is in there, but the majority is in the software, and that's where we have the biggest competitive advantage.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Brian, great presentation. And like all the judges, I think I was very impressed with the way you were able to succinctly provide us with an understanding of your vision. Did you all consider a end-to-end subscription model of this business? Because what I'm struggling with a little bit is you mentioned you're structuring yourself as a software company, yet you have $45,000 for a simulator, and then you have a $4,000 of revenue per year, right? So will you have to continue selling to get that 45,000? And doesn't that create a problem with your revenue cycle? Why wouldn't you consider a subscription-based model that covers the entire end-to-end? And did you all consider that? That's more a question of, have you all considered that approach?
We have considered the approach. It's a great question. And we found that this model tends to have less friction in the sales cycle, and it gives us a lot more revenue, period, and upfront. So to give you an idea, most police officers like to train in stacks of 2 to 4 officers, because unless there are shots going off right now, one officer is not going to run into a situation alone. That's why we get a lot of requests for 2 to 4 simulators, which is 45,000 times X. And it gives us constant upsell opportunities to check in and say, hey, we see you love the single simulator. Here's what you can do with 2 simulators. And so it's just, we can do it. And we're releasing new products Q4 this year that have more of that kind of subscription standard model for smaller police departments that can't afford the 45,000. But that's just what's worked in the market so far, and we have the other.
And what's the duration that you think each simulator will survive for, as in the replacement cycle?
We say 3 to 5 years. They can use it however long they want, but 3 to 5 years we would say is a standard cycle until we have a SURVIVR 2.0, and you guys might as well just upgrade to this. That's what we're looking at.
Okay, great company, by the way. Please consider this if you can. I'm really looking for strengthening your quality of your revenue and predictability of your revenue, and easy to sell, given, as you pointed out, municipalities will continue to have financial constraints. So just something to think about, with easy, low interest capital financing available, if there is a subscription model that you all can consider to really bolster your sales early on. Thank you, though. Wonderful job.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're always moving towards that direction as well. Is that timer?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, SURVIVR team.
Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So,
is there any time left? No.
Nope.
Okay.
No. Okay. All right. Thank you, SURVIVR. Thank you, judges, on that. Very good exchange. Brian, I'm assuming you will please stay and listen to others and be encouraging.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So team, if you don't mind, please, on your screen, oops, I need to share, I apologize. You see QR code. If you don't mind, please share your feedback. I will also put the bit.ly in the chat very soon. All right, judges, please finish your scoring. Mayur, put a 4-minute or 4.5-minute timer before we tee the next team up. All right. So for everybody, I also put it in the chat, the bit.ly for Dallas. Next up, we'll have Team IDA. So you are on deck. Please ready. And judges, if you will be kind enough to raise your hand if you are done, then we can move on to the next team.
And Satyajit, I think you will
Thanks.
also be able to see it in the tool.
Yeah. I think.
Thank you, Satyajit. I'm done.
Okay. Ram, you are done too?
Just give me 30 seconds. 30
No
seconds.
worries. No worries.
Yeah.
All right. Tina is done. Everybody's done. Excellent. So next, let's welcome Team IDA. And Varika, you are presenting for Team IDA. So let's do a screen check and make sure we can see your presentation. Good luck, Varika.
Thank you. Just a second. Let me pull it up. Okay, please let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can see it, Varika. Mayur,
I
when
think
you
we
are
are
ready.
ready to start. All right, go ahead.
Varika, would you like a warning or do you not need a warning?
I would like a warning, please.
All right, cool.
All right. Mayur, she will start when you say.
All right, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I want to introduce you all to Claudia. Claudia lost her home, all of her life savings, and ended $200,000 in debt. So now you're probably wondering how Claudia could have ended up in such a dire situation. But Claudia was simply trying to start a business. She faced pitfall after pitfall on the entrepreneurship journey without the support and guidance to help her. Hi, my name is Varika Pinham, and I co-founded IDA because Claudia's story inspired me to make a change. IDA is a mobile app for early stage women entrepreneurs that I like to think of as Siri for your business. See, the thing is, the story I just told isn't just Claudia's. It's that of millions of women entrepreneurs across the country. 48% of female founders don't have any mentors, and 31% feel unsupported in entrepreneurship overall. And because more than 1,800 new female founded companies are started up each day, this is a growing problem. This is a huge and expanding market with 140% growth over 20 years versus just 40% in other categories. And our beachhead market that we'll be focusing on in the short term has 5 million potential customers itself. And talking about customers, we have a clearly defined customer persona that we are targeting. Our ideal customer is between ages 22 and 50 and is a small business owner or aspiring to start one, typically like a clothing boutique or a food product or fitness coaching. However, she struggles with making her business a reality because of lacking the guidance and feeling overwhelmed and confused. Our vision with IDA is to make entrepreneurship easier for women. Women-led businesses end up generating more returns for investors and seeing more success long-term. And while running a business is never easy, with IDA, we hope to make entrepreneurship easier to navigate for more women. So what is IDA? IDA is a solution that combines ML technology to help founders figure out what steps to take to hit their business goals. For example, the user inputs the industry, like lifestyle industry, and what they want to do, such as a yoga business, and their desired milestone that they want to hit, such as completing a website. So our custom machine learning algorithm takes this and outputs specific steps she can take to achieve this goal, such as finding a domain and hosting, where to build, and how to get freelancers. We are all about the hyper customization for our users, and this first level comes from the machine. The second emotional human component is something we plan to introduce later to ensure, again, that our users have a very customized experience. So as for competition, we acknowledge that there are alternatives for female founders, but the problem is still pervasive and growing. So at IDA, we see that hyper customization is what is missing in this industry. Compared to the alternatives, IDA is more accessible and recognizes that each business is unique and offers customized recommendations to our users than one-size-fits-all solutions. So our unique differentiators are that we are accessible to all, so founders don't have to apply or give up equity or be well connected. And while much of the entrepreneurship space is focused on tech startups, we see a unique opportunity within small business owners. This is a huge underserved segment of the market that not many people are focusing on that we are able to capture. Our customization is also a big differentiator because no one else in the market is doing what we're doing. So this is completely unique. And finally, IDA gets better as we grow. So our network effects make our technology defensible from future competitors. Now, here are the highlights of our progress. So we first conducted a pilot with real users to test and get feedback. And since then, we've gotten paying customers and generated some early revenue in the MVP stage. We've also gotten $11,000 in grant funding by winning competitions and secured multiple partnerships. Recently, we also became finalists in the AI X Prize global competition based out of Switzerland, and we have gotten over 1,000 users on the waitlist for our app. So moving forward, we want to continue building the app and launch to beta users next month and beta test throughout the summer. So we also recently got into her incubator, so we'll be pitching angels at the end of June, and we'll be participating in a fellowship with a funding stipend this summer as well. We're going to take the feedback from our beta and make improvements and bug fixes, and we plan to have the app deployed for the mass market this fall. And regarding going to market, we have a clearly defined marketing strategy and understand our costs and distribution channels. But beyond the usual strategies of ads and email campaigns, I want to point out a few key components in our digital strategy. So we'll be using micro-influencers in the business and finance space, as shown here, to drive traffic to IDA. From there, we're going to be nurturing these leads through workshops and events, and we've already been doing these and they've been proven to be successful for us. And to convert, we plan to implement a referral program that helps users unlock new features. So this provides a strong incentive for word-of-mouth marketing. Now, we also have a post-COVID strategy of presenting groups and events to recruit new members into our app. So shown on the screen are already established relationships we have with nationwide organizations like City Gala, Firelife Foundation, Hero Club, and Power Team International. And these all host entrepreneurship summits and events that we can present at. When it comes down to the unit economics, because it's an app, it's extremely low cost and scalable once developed. Our blended cost per click on our ads is very low at 67 cents, and our lead acquisition is also low at $3.85. Based on this, we project a customer acquisition cost of $40 and average lifetime value of $298. And you can see that we have a clear path to market, and we're also the right team to execute on this path. So recently, I was named Dallas Student Entrepreneur of the Year, as well as VFW Collegiate Marketer of the Year. And I've also had a successful product launch previously inside Sephora, which is currently nationwide and has been featured in Forbes, NBC, and New York Times. My co-founder and sister Ganika has worked inside extremely fast-growing startups like Skillshare and Castle, and is able to bring her knowledge on B2B licensing and marketing partnerships. We've also built a strong team of over 15 people that are currently working on IDA. Our marketing manager has done marketing for celebrities like Matthew McConaughey, and our lead developer has worked at Accenture and CalSoft. We also have longtime mentors to guide our success. So Simon Halsapfel sits on the board of 2 innovation centers and has 2 companies of his own. Maura Fleming has over 20 years of sales experience for Fortune 500 companies. And Dr. Jason Derry is an experienced lawyer and holds his own patent. So with these backgrounds and skills combined, IDA has a very investable team with the ability to grow a successful, financially strong, and impactful company. And to make this growth happen, our pricing strategy is to offer a B2C monthly subscription for our users and license the software to entrepreneurship organizations for their constituents, as shown here. And based on these pricing, these are our financial projections over the next 3 years. So this year is going to be a partial year for us because we'll be focusing on launching. And year 2 will be focused on customer acquisition and growth. And at year 3, we seek to expand IDA globally. And I will point out that this is a conservative view on the financials, but if we raise more, we do have a plan to scale faster and be more aggressive in our market growth as well. As a seed stage company, we are seeking $100,000.
Marika, you have like 2 minutes left.
Okay, awesome. So as a seed stage company, we're seeking $100,000 in funding for 15% equity in IDA. This funding will be used towards our app development, our marketing costs that I discussed earlier, and our team and freelancers that are working on IDA. In just our early stages, we've already impacted so many female founders and our customers love us. So these are some genuine testimonials that we've received from them that show that we are solving real problems for real women. It is clear that IDA effectively addresses a huge problem in a growing market. We've put together a strong team and are designing a unique solution. And most importantly, we are empowering women, are creating a positive impact on society, and have a purpose that inspires others. So I want to invite you to support IDA and join us in empowering women to ideate, decide, act. IDA. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Vaika. Very good presentation. At this point, Ram, I would invite you to go first this time and ask questions that you may have.
Okay. 1 second, Satyajit and Ram. So basically, she was able to finish her presentation in 9 minutes. So she has a minute extra for Q&A.
Perfect.
Reset.
So a nice presentation, Varika and Tanika. So you mentioned a number of incubators and accelerators that are out there that are trying to address the same issue opportunity as if you will. So I'm still trying to get a handle on the gap that exists that might be better addressed by this idea.
Yeah.
So towards that, from a competitive analysis, you don't think any of the incubators, accelerators have some thoughts on how this approach can be taken in terms of, you talked about ML. I don't know, in the time possible, if you had been able to elaborate a little bit more on the uniqueness of your solution, your approach. Yeah. Perhaps you can add some more light to that. That'll be helpful.
Yeah. So firstly, regarding the incubators and accelerators, so we actually pivoted to focus on a small business audience because all these incubators and accelerators are focused on tech startups, but the majority of business in the United States and globally is small business, and that's like the underserved market that we're targeting, which is why we believe that accelerators and incubators don't serve that market because they're often focused on high growth tech startups. And as far as our algorithm, so like I said, we are still building the app, but if I can go back to the slide where we talk about that. So yeah, basically the uniqueness of the algorithm comes from the fact that this data is based on other entrepreneurs that have been successful. So our users are actually getting custom advice based on like what works. So that's how we built the data set. It's not a random data set from the web. So we actually did a survey and we received over 2,000 data points from other successful entrepreneurs. And that's how we're building the algorithm.
Quick follow-up, if I may. As you know, ML and deep learning algorithms rely a lot on your data sets. Yeah. So how have you curated the data set and how large is the data set?
Yeah. So the way we've curated it is we sent out a survey to the entrepreneurship community to get the data from different industries and different backgrounds. And the size of the data set, so to build the algorithm, we were told that we need about 1,000 data points. So we're at 2,000 data points right now. So, and we plan to expand the data set as well, but that's how much data we have right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.
Sunny, would you go next, please?
Sure. Hey, very nice job again. I like the framing of your business idea. I think it's and the target audience. Clearly, there is a massive gap.
Yeah.
What I'm struggling with a little bit is what are you applying the ML algorithm to and how rich is the repository? Kind of like what Ram is asking, and how are you going to continuously ensure that the output, right, meets market expectations? Can you just, it's a deep question, but if you can just tell us how rich do you think it is competitively, and then how do you continue to keep it enriched?
Yeah, so as far as competitively, I haven't seen anyone else doing this. So the only other company in the market that uses an ML algorithm is Alice, but they use it for recommending like events that people can go to. So as far as competitively, I think we're the only ones currently in the market that do the steps. And as far as improving the algorithm, so I have 2 plans to improve it. One, of course, expanding the data set like as we have like organically, and also based on the user data. So we wanted that to feed back into the algorithm and improve it. So if the user rejects or accepts a suggestion, that can strengthen the algorithm. Or if the user inputs something else that they've done that has been successful, we can use that to bolster the algorithm.
Okay, I guess my only feedback would be that figure out a way of how you continuously enrich that massive amount of data that will make your company successful, right? I think that's really what you're saying is going to differentiate yourself. The algorithm part I understand, but what you're applying it to create the output that would be valuable to your user base, right? That I see as a big challenge. Maybe we need some more, but overall, I love the framing of your company and what you're targeting.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Sunny. Tina, would you go next, please?
Yes. Hi. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I really like the problem you're solving, and I definitely agree it's a real problem. One question and one suggestion from me is, so which part of the entrepreneurial cycle are you supporting? So there are different problems that business owners face, from raising capital to incorporating, legal, marketing. So which of these do you think you can solve the best?
Yeah, so we're focusing on like super early stage. So we're thinking like idea to like the launch stages, or like getting a prototype or MVP out into the market. And we're focusing more on marketing operations and business operations, less on legal and funding and stuff like that.
Okay, so one of my suggestions would be that if you're able to zone into a specific type of business, for example, you say small business owners, right? Could you further define it to say, okay, I'm going to go into like for boutique shops or for yoga, for health? In that case, my opinion is you can get much richer depth into your product. And even I felt that I wasn't able to get a grasp of the depth of the problem you're trying to solve. And how are you going to make sure that the startups feel that you're the go-to app for whatever the problem they need? For example, if your strength is in influencer marketing, maybe you have access to a big pool of influencers that you can easily guide and give like a channel to these influencers. Or if you've got a really big resource of funds or banks, then you can get loans. So my opinion is, instead of a one fits all approach, you might want to just hone into one problem, solve that, and then have a larger vision to do more.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, thanks, Tina, for your question. And sorry, unfortunately, we need to end here. Thanks,
Thank
Monica,
you
for your presentation.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, thanks, Team IDA. Thank you. Everybody, again, I'm going to request you to give feedback. Judges, you have 5 minutes to complete your judging while everybody's audience is giving audience feedback. My partner in crime, Ravi B, just put the link in the chat if you need it. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Fit Atom. So you are on deck next. Rahul.
Sounds good, Satyadeep.
Thanks, Satyajit. Done. Hey, Satyajit, were you speaking? I couldn't hear you. Just making sure I'm okay at my end.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Mayur, if you're on, I would like to bring the next team. All the judges are done.
Okay.
Perfect. Let me introduce the team and then we'll switch over. So next, we have Team Atom. Let's all welcome Team Atom. Rahul, good luck. And you will start when Mayur says, once you are all settled in. All right, okay.
Hey, Rahul, would you need a reminder or you should be good?
I think I should be good, but you can keep a track.
Okay, so I will definitely give you a reminder.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to share my screen.
Share your screen and then we can get started.
And for, I think for the judges, Sunny, be ready. This time I'm going to call on you to go first. Okay, so that, okay. And Tina, Ram, I think we had talked about it different, but I'm just round robining between the judges. So everybody gets a chance to go first, okay? So.
Right. Whenever you're ready, Rahul.
No problem.
All right, I'm ready, Mayur. Do you want to start the timer?
Go ahead.
All right. Hey, guys, thanks a lot for joining today. Really appreciate your time. Myself, Rahul Koparthi, founder and everything at Fitatom. Fitatom, an interactive wellness coach for a healthy lifestyle. When I say healthy, it's healthy mind and healthy body. Fitatom was born from my father's struggle. In the year 2019, my father went through L4, L5 lumbar fusion surgery. Post-surgery, the doctors prescribed him to practice yoga to feel better. Unfortunately, given his work schedule, he couldn't afford enough time to go to a yoga studio. So we were trying to find an online platform that would provide personalized workout plans and that would help practice the exercise in an injury-free way. Unfortunately, we found out there was no platform. Earlier this year, I reached out to customers within the age group of 20 to 50 years to perform a customer survey to understand if people use fitness apps and what are their pain points and what are the wish lists of the fitness apps. Based on my research, I could clearly state that there's no app in the market that provides proper form, which actually helps people to avoid injuries. There's no personalization and lack of engagement, which is clearly what the customers are seeking for. So we are here, Fitatom is here introducing the AI coach with live classes, personalized training, and a feel of community. You might wonder how the AI coach works. So Fitatom uses machine vision and artificial intelligence to map your key body points while you perform your workout and give you real-time feedback, both audio and visual, and also all the processing is done on board, thereby preserving your privacy. You could clearly see that while Jessica is moving her body, the AI is able to map her key body points. Today, we offer a library of workouts where the users can practice yoga, HIIT, Pilates, and bar, and learn and master their workouts with real-time posture correction coach. Secondly, we offer the personalized coach feature, which has the training regimens and nutrition plans based on individual goals. Finally, the live group classes, which are hosted by certified instructors and powered by the AI coach. Classes at your availability and at your choice. You can go on sweat dates with your family members, with your friends and colleagues. And everyone needs to push yourselves. So Fitatom offers weekly and monthly challenges with leadership board and Fitatom scores with blogs and podcasts. Fitatom today offers a library of workouts for free with a plan A, and we motivate users to push themselves to plan B and C. In plan B, we offer a customized workout program at $99 per annum. Finally, the plan C, the whole package, has the added live classes with $150 per annum. With this model, we are going to break even in the year 2022, and we are projected to be a $6.5 million company by end of 2025. The online fitness industry is valued at $6 billion industry, growing at a CAGR of 33%. And Fitatom laser focuses on people between the age group 18 to 45 with an annual household income greater than $60,000. The competitive landscape clearly shows that the customers are seeking for apps that are personalized for themselves and affordable. And FitAtom falls right in center of what the customers are looking for. While the existing apps or hardware devices are very expensive or just generalized. We had recently launched our MVP, and we are acing towards launching a beta in 2 weeks from now, following launching a product in July, and then we go on bar, Pilates, and expand worldwide early next year. Our go-to-market strategy is going on Facebook ads and also creating Instagram classes, routines, social media influencers, hosting classes currently on Instagram and also on a fitness app, and also build website traction. And finally, media releases on journals, conferences, etc. We are the empathy-driven millennials in the AI world. I, Sai Rahul Kopati, UTD alumni, along with Arun Reddy Nelakurti, who is the ASU PhD graduate, with Hillary, who is a FitAtom coach, who has a 500-hour RYT training, and also a 20K online followers. We are working day and night to bring the AI app as soon as possible in the better experience. Also, we are supported by Jessica Richberg, who has 300,000 followers online. Also, Kevin Liu, who is a director at Techstars. Our strategic partners today is a gym called Foundry in Arizona. And also, we have a couple of gyms based out of India who help us with testing and also future partnerships. Today, we are seeking for $150,000 for the product launch and 1,500 downloads and to build a rapid scalable infrastructure. Are you ready to join FitAtom? If yes, please reach us out at fitatom.app. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
So you were able to finish your pitch in like 5.5 minutes. So you have additional 4.5 minutes for Q&A.
So judges, you have enough time. So Sunny, if you will go first.
So
sure,
give me a second, let me just reset the clock. Give me 1 sec.
Great presentation again. Very succinct, very nicely done. I actually signed up as a waitlisted thing on your app yesterday. So it's very beautifully done. Hey, quick question. The real-time form correction, how vastly has that been tested? And the other one is just elaborate on, you're seeming to go after the B2C market. Elaborate, please, as to the cost and how you're thinking you're going to get the scale to get to your valuation that you're suggesting you will get to in 2025. But if you could address the real-time form correction first, please.
Sure. For every second, we are looking at 13 to 14 frames of video, and we are going to provide. We're going to map at this point. We're mapping 19 odd points of the human user and provide real-time feedback.
So that's done. It is operational or it's conceptual?
It's done. We already have an MVP out.
Okay.
We are launching a beta in a couple more weeks.
Okay, thank you. And if you could address that growth question, please, the B2C growth question of how would you grow through the platforms given consumer growth is extremely expensive. So how would you fund it? And what different would you do against Peloton and Mirror, for example?
I agree. I agree that the acquisition cost is really high in the initial stage. We need to build a trust with the customers. So our strategy here is to build relationships or get partnerships or get strategic relationships with fitness influencers who have a minimum of 100,000 followers. Because if I'm going to get that, and if I'm going to ask influencers to share about my app, that's an easy way. That's one of the cheapest way for me to get more signups, get more downloads, get more subscriptions, and also they're going to share their journey. We're going to have a long path with the influencers. Also, so the followers of the influencers would be stuck with the FitAtom. That is one way of going at it, and also we are looking at getting influencers classes into the fitness apps. We could get that's a long-term goal. We have Jessica Richberg, who currently has 300K followers. She will be hosting 2 classes a week, which will gain us more traction. She's going to share with the connections. So and at this point, we are looking at $30 as our cost of customer acquisition. Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead. The other judges ask questions. Yeah, thanks.
Satyajit, Who do you want to go for next? Tina or me?
Tina is going next. I'm sorry, I was muted. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, hi. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation. I love the posture correction piece, especially for yoga. I think it's super interesting. My question to you is, are you positioning yourself as a community builder or as a technology platform? Just to know your vision, which of these are you? Or are you looking at the community as a way to enhance your offering and make it go far and wide?
Yes, good, very good question. Until we built our technology, we were looking at more as a technology platform. And then from the last 2 months, we have been transiting more towards the community platform, trying to get in people, getting a voice out in the community.
Okay. One more question is, so when you're conducting the streaming, streaming of the live classes, are you going to be having the posture correction in real time along with the classes so that people, while they watch the instructor, they can also check their posture? Is that how it's going to be built?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very good. Ram, would you go next, please?
Yeah, guys, nice idea, especially that AI alignment of the physical postures with you started with the yoga. So that's one of the challenges in yoga, to be able to get as authentic as possible. And so I think that's a nice touch. Though I have a couple of questions around that. But before I get to that, from a competition standpoint, it's actually a cottage industry. There are lots of yoga studios, virtual yoga studios, and you may want to check something like Yoga-Fi, My Vedic Roots, and all that. I've actually been trying some of those, but none of them offer that feature you have. I think you have something there, but I don't know how powerful it is. Does it actually correct your posture or not? So that's a different discussion. Another aspect of that is, if you look at yoga, there is physical posture, there is breathing, and of course, forget about leave aside the spiritual mental connection. That's different, but at least the breathing exercise. Is there something that you have looked at in terms of how you can actually get the breathing right?
Yes, that's during our research with a lot of instructors. One of the key problems that instructors mentioned was about breathing. So that is in our pipeline to make sure that we give them right directions on how to breathe, and also have a look while the user is breathing in, breathing out, using like wearables that can be added to human.
Interesting. We'll be curious to see how this goes forward, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Excellent. Any other judges have any questions? We have a little bit time. All right. I'm assuming not. So, all right. Thank you so much, Rahul, and we'll move to the next presentation. Okay. So let me call the next team that's on deck. But while we do that, I think we want to give judges time to score and audience to give feedback. We already have a link there, but here's a QR code in case you wanted to use your QR code to go there. Next up, we have Atlas Open Sciences. So Tyler, you are next on deck. Okay.
All right, great, thank you. All right, am I sharing my screen correctly?
Yes, I can see your screen. We'll wait for judges to finish the scoring of the previous one, and then.
Correct.
So while we are waiting, as a point of privilege, okay, being the MC here, I'm so proud to say that all 5 teams have a UT Dallas connection. They are from UTD. They are all Comets. I happen to be a proud UTD alumna. And
Comets.
Yes, and I also want to say to acknowledge one of our judges, Tina, she's also from UTD. I just want to say I got in when standards were very low. Then Tina came in and the standards have been raised so high since then. Okay. So, and you can see how great quality students go to UTD. So go Comets. All right, all the judges are done. Mayur, I hope you are ready.
I am.
Perfect. Then Sunny, you will start again this time, and you will be the first one to ask questions. Okay, Tina, you will be next, and Ram, you will be third.
Right, when you're ready.
Excellent.
Right. And Mayur, I've been getting it right at 10 minutes if I speak fastly, so I'd appreciate not an interruption. Thanks so much.
All right, no worries, Tyler.
Appreciate
Excellent.
that.
Tyler, good luck.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tyler Corden, the founder and CEO of Atlas Open Science, an open peer review marketplace and publishing platform for science. You see, I went into academic research with the same bleeding heart of nobility that most academics do. We want to discover and share truths about our universe for the betterment of society. And academic publishers have known this all along, that a massively valuable subsection of society is not primarily motivated by wealth acquisition. And they've developed their business models to take financial advantage of this, to siphon the intrinsic value offered by this subsection for their own benefit. This is the core of the parasitic model of academic publishing that I was exposed to after finishing my PhD at the University of Texas at Dallas, as Doc mentioned, back in 2019. The academic publishing industry generates upwards of $30 billion annually, and none of those returns go directly to support the primary content creators and service providers of that very same industry. So this brings me to my company's broad vision and our grand experiment, if you will, as we seek to answer the question, what would happen if a fair portion of this industry's revenue was returned to those who are responsible for the creation and curation of knowledge? We are accelerating science and society by rewiring the academic publishing industry through our peer review marketplace and publishing platform so that its capital product equitably feeds back into the generators of science. So let's hop in. What does this parasitic model actually look like? A team of scientists spend years compiling a scientific discovery into a written manuscript. Then they find a journal they best believe reflects the topic of their research, along with the consideration of trying to maximize their career's reputation by looking at the journal's impact factor. Then they submit their work, and the journal's editor sends out an invite to handpicked experts that they themselves select. Once the unincentivized experts finally agree to review, which can take months, they are expected to give the work critical scientific revision and act as advisors to the journals by recommending whether or not that work should be published with them, without any compensation for their efforts. I really want to stress this point. Scientists curate works for publishers and advise editors for absolutely free. I have more on this on the next slide. And then an outdated and inefficient peer review process takes place over the course of about half a year. And at the end, authors are charged on average $2,200 in an article processing fee and an additional open access surcharge of another $2,000, which actually can go up to $11,000 in some cases, depending on the journal's reputation. And if they don't pay, their work will remain locked behind a paywall, forcing everyone, including the very same institutes that produced that work, to pay to gain access to the articles, costing millions annually. Here's a higher level perspective of the value transfers in this publisher-centric setup. Authors pay to publish their work, they relinquish their ownership of their manuscripts, and get indirect reputation if they pay enough to publish in high-end journals. Peer reviewers, on the other hand, gift their time and expertise, act as unpaid editorial advisors, and get nothing in return, not even recognition. So what's the actual cost of peer review? Well, it's estimated globally that scientists spend 108 million hours performing peer review. That's a collective 12,000 years of work every single year. And considering the average salary of a reviewing scientist, that comes out to about $5 billion of value essentially donated to publishers, who then convert that through their channels to $30 billion annually, and boasting profit margins of about 50% in some cases. And scientists have had enough. Recently, 83% of burnt out peer reviewers indicated that they're ready for something to change. National scientific institutes in Norway, Germany, Sweden, and France, and local universities here in the United States, like the University of California, UNC, and MIT, have all refused to buy into this process. On top of that, the explosion of non-peer-reviewed preprints from accelerated COVID-19 research exposed the inefficiencies and unmet demand for rapid, fair, and equitable peer review and publishing. This is where we come in. The process is simple. Anyone can submit a manuscript to our platform, be they a professional scientist, an editor of a journal, or even a citizen scientist. That work then gets paired intelligently with relevant experts in our peer review marketplace. Qualified experts can then offer their professional review services for a price. Once the procurement is complete, a renovated web-based peer review protocol initiates, and together the authors and reviewers curate the manuscript. At the end of this process, your work is vastly improved and contains a transferable history of qualified and trustworthy scientific peer revision. So what are some of the outcomes of this process? Well, prior to your work being reviewed, you can post it on our preprint server and to share it early with the world, or you can publish your peer-reviewed work on our platform, where we actually share our revenue with the most impactful scientific works. Additionally, we can facilitate your work's submission to existing journal, where our partnered publishers accept reviews as already complete. So let me tell you about the technologies that we've already built. Our platform already contains our natural language process database of over 100 million published articles and more than 200 million scientists. You can actually search and claim your account on our application already. So when an individual or an institute submits a work for peer revision, we use the same natural language processing to identify the work's field of study. We then notify the experts of those very same fields and make your work visible to them so they can begin offering their review services. And once the experts are selected, our renovated peer review technology called MAPPR, you know as scientists love our acronyms, which stands for multi-thread asynchronous peer review, is initiated. We've discretized the review process so that each review request from every reviewer is independently addressable in its own time. Not only do we directly enable the parallel addressing of these review requests, but we also have the added effect of spreading the workload of both the author and the reviewer over time. Now you don't have to dedicate a chunk of 3+ hours to continue the review process. On our platform, you're notified as soon as your attention is needed, and you can manage your time as you see fit. Here's what it actually looks like. We've built an incredible user experience for both reviewers and authors. This screen here shows the perspective of an author in the middle of an active review process. You can see that reviewer 1, for example, had an issue with the title and generated a review request contextually linked to the document in our web viewer. In the abstract, it looks as though reviewer 1 and 3 have independently red flagged another issue. Once the authors address these issues, they can update the manuscript and send off the reviewer task response and wait for the approval of feedback from the reviewers. So who are our competitors? Well, there's no peer review marketplace in existence, but there are those like Review Commons who are introducing journal independent peer review, albeit still voluntary. And then there are other tech companies that offer publication and review services like Research Square and Authoria, and younger publishing groups like eLife that are exploring new technological ways to improve the publishing process. It's worth mentioning that most of these newer techs have already been acquired by the big 5 existing publishers in the industry. So how big is this industry? Well, I mentioned a few times that it was $30 billion in total, and that accounts for 2.2 new articles published annually around the world. We begin segmenting this total market by the types of articles submit to best estimate our future users. Of the 2.2 million articles published, 660 were published in an open access manner, and 260 of those, 1,000 of those were published on preprint repositories. We proportionally scale that revenue to estimate our target market to be around $5 billion. And we suspect scientists that publish on preprints are most likely to explore new techs like our platform. And this market grows in tandem with the growth of global research output that has been growing exponentially since the 1900s, robust to famines, world wars, and even pandemics. So how are we going to make money? Our market operates on a credit system with an exchange rate of about 1 credit per $3. Users can purchase credits from us or earn them through peer revision. We also charge an equivalency of $15 service fee per use of our MAPPR peer review process. Additionally, we charge 50 credits to publish on our platform, and that goes towards converting your submission to a highly connected web document that enables personal monetization of your publication through our planned scientific vendor-based advertisement technology that I didn't quite have enough time to talk about today. Being a scientist, I naturally fashioned a composite model, which takes into account the global output of scientific publications and the early article acquisition rates of newer technologies like preprint repositories to predict our revenue. In the first year after our launch, with our peer review marketplace up and running, we expect to generate $2.6 million in revenue. And upon launching our publishing platform in the following year, that annual revenue will grow exponentially to 83 million in 5 years, taking into account only the aforementioned services and publishing fees. And we've already got an incredibly diverse and talented team building this product. We've got myself as the CEO, product manager, and data scientist, my best friend for more than 15 years, our co-founder and CTO, who, this is my favorite statistic about him, has a batting average of 100% in the startup world. He's helped grow 2 pre-financed tech companies from pre-finance to Series B and acquisition of 250 million. Our third founder is Edgar Monroy. He's a wildly talented creative whose work speaks for itself. I hope you enjoyed the aesthetics of this presentation in addition to its content. And lastly, Samantha Stone, who's been passionately reaching out to her scientific network to help spread the word about the next scientific revolution. We've been bootstrapping for the greater part of a year, operating frugally from a $60,000 equity investment from family and friends, but we're ready to take this thing to the next level. We're asking for 1 to 1.5 million equity investments so that we can expand our team with key development hires and marketing and sales hires to help implement a global customer acquisition strategy to develop and connect our product with the world. I started by posing a question, and I'd like to end this presentation with a few more. How many Einsteins has mankind missed out on because those geniuses didn't survive the constrained and inequitable publishing industry? How much development time and technological advancements have we missed out on as a species already? Help us start the next scientific revolution by giving scientists ownership over the means of their production and operation as the knowledge generators of humanity. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Tyler. Ram, Mayur, you will keep track of the judging time. Sunny, please go ahead.
Sure. Hey, Tyler, very nice job. I mean, firstly, before I heard you, I had no idea that there was this degree of noise and complexity and unfairness in the equity of sharing our revenue. So thanks for bringing that to our attention. When I look at the 3 pillars, authors, publishers, peer reviewers, is the success of your platform also dependent on what the publishers bring, which is consumers? I'm just calling them consumers, maybe that's not the right word. But I can see peer reviewers coming to you. I can see authors. How would you generate the users after a document is peer reviewed and published on your platform? How are you going to ensure that there's going to be the selling part of it, if I can call it that, which is what the publishers are controlling and bringing to the market, right?
Yeah. So
is my understanding correct in the framing?
Yeah, I believe so. And if I don't answer it correctly, please just kind of re-guide my answer if you don't mind. So I think you're talking about the output where we take the curated work and we actually channel it to the editors, right?
Correct.
Editors have a really big problem of review burnout. And as I mentioned, I think I mentioned maybe, it takes about up to a month or 2 months to actually recruit peer reviewers to review these works. And a lot of the times the issue or the collection sometimes get delayed for these journals because they just can't gather enough reviewers. Sure. So we're hoping to alleviate this bottleneck that editors are experiencing by saying, hey, come check out how credible and this peer revision was done with all these experts. Go ahead and take this work. You can use this as almost like a white label solution for your peer revision already. Yeah.
Okay. Now that kind of you're saying white label kind of answered my question.
Yeah.
I'm good. I think I understand it and I see the big opportunity too. So thank you, Tyler.
Thanks.
Tina, why don't you go next?
Yeah. Hi, Tyler. Great presentation. And just like Sunny said, opened up my eyes, also completely ignorant about this industry. And it really, I think you put forward the problem statement was very enlightening for us.
Oh,
the second thing is so I think I don't have any questions about anything in the slide because you pretty much covered everything. But one quick feedback about the presentation was that you were on the title slide for a long time. So I spent some time wondering if you had missed moving forward, and I was trying to alert you, or I wanted to alert you. So maybe just shift past the title slide and go to the next slide or something so that I'm not sure if anyone else went through it, but I did.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Ram, you are next.
All right. Hey, I love it. It's
Hey,
great to see if we can bring some science to the scientists.
Hey, thank you. Exactly. Yes.
So, I was as I was looking through this, it's very, very interesting. I think the technology part can be figured out, and I may be putting it very crudely in terms of analogy. It's like almost there are other parallels in other industries, in the legal world and corporate world and all that. So you have DocuSign. So in a crude way, it's like DocuSign meets Dropbox. Maybe there is more to it than that, but we can figure that out. But my question is around how do you drive adoption? Scientists and professors are a very finicky bunch, very difficult to please.
They are, yeah.
How are you going to drive adoption in this very, very close-held community?
So I actually had a conversation with an editor of a Wiley journal or collection of journals, and he said, if you would have presented this to me 15 years ago, I would have told you, please don't. Scientists aren't ready for this. I think the numbers at the time, about 5% of peer reviewers were looking for some sort of in-kind payment or compensation for peer review. Everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid that they are doing this altruistically, and it is for the betterment of society. But that number has grown to 30 to 35% of all peer reviewers are now, the younger scientists are recognizing that, hey, what's going on here? None of this money is coming back to us. We're desperately trying to find grants. Adjunct faculty accounts for 80% of all tenure or of all academics, and everyone's just struggling to get money. So I think the timing is right now, in that younger generations of scientists are re-examining the industry with a new lens.
And if we could, do you have any thoughts on the other top item about technology? Is it like a mashup that you can put together with available platforms that you can maybe repurpose?
Maybe could you ask that in a different way to help me understand your question?
So if I look at it, there is storage of articles, authorship, and all that, and then there is a whole process of peer review, annotation, and approval. That workflow, right?
Right.
So that is standardly available in platforms like DocuSign and all that. So could you not look at some available platforms to see if we can more, quicker way put this together and bring it to market?
Absolutely.
Hey, Ram, sorry to interrupt you all here. I think we are short of time here.
Okay.
We can always take it offline.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
The
you,
answer is
Mayur.
yes, our tech is built quite modularly. Thanks, Ram.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Excellent. Great job, Tyler. Thank you. So everybody, if you would, let's allow judges to do their thing, and as audience, let's do our thing. If you will kindly, again, go and give your feedback as audience. The bit.ly link is there. Here's the QR code while the judges are spending time on judging Tyler and Atlantic Open Science. Next up is Resume Puppy. So Anish, you are up next.
Can you all see my screen?
Not yet, I think. I was giving you a warm-up time. Okay.
All right.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, so you can see the slide, right?
Yes, we are still waiting for judges to finish.
Sure. Yeah.
This is the final presentation, right, Sajid?
That's correct.
In this track.
That is correct.
Mayur, I would like the 8-minute.
Okay, definitely.
So while judges are doing their thing, let me just fill the gap a little bit. I think at this rate, maybe next time we should say if you are only qualified to judge if you are from UTD.
Satyajit, short information is my connection with UTD. I don't know if I told you, I taught a MBA class there.
Wow.
Briefly.
Wonderful. Okay, so you are qualified. I think Ram we'll have to disqualify Ram for next time.
Ram will use his executive privilege, Satyajit.
What is that? What is the comment?
I said Ram will use his executive privilege to become a
No,
judge.
I was just saying that at this rate, maybe next time we will say, unless you are from UTD, you are not qualified to judge. Okay.
Hey, listen, I've given lectures at UTD at this. Ask Gopal.
Okay, all right. So I think
TiE grads, Navin School. I've given about half a dozen lectures to different classes over time.
Excellent. Okay, so you are qualified.
I qualify.
All right. Okay.
It's a big comment family.
Yes. All right, Mayur, are you ready to time? And let's. Excellent. So, let's welcome Resume Puppy. Anish, good luck.
All right, go ahead, Anish.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Anish Hegde, and this is Resume Puppy. It all started in the first year of my grad school. We were all applying for internships. My friends and I, we would sit late nights, long hours trying to apply to all of these internships. And we would rarely hear back from any of these companies. It gets frustrating because when you're international students, it's a do or die situation. If you get internships, then you can convert it to a full-time job. And that's why we were so frustrated when we would not hear back. One day, in this frustration, I went online, reached out to a director at a top Silicon Valley company, and long story short, I got that job, the same job that I was trying to apply online earlier. And this is a common story across my friends too. Like when they would meet people and tell their story, they would always get an interview. But when they would apply online, that was not the case. The more I researched, the more I realized that there is something called an applicant tracking system that picks your resume based on the keywords that are there in the job description. So say sometimes if your resume does not have the right keyword, it doesn't even get picked. To think about it, we spend thousands of hours, years of hard work to come to this point. And at the end of the day, a machine gets to decide if you get that dream job interview or not. And to solve this issue, we built Resume Puppy. Resume Puppy not only aims to be a one-stop solution to build great resumes, but also to remove the stress of applying to jobs. Our mission and machine learning and natural language processing tools helps to reduce the time it takes to actually apply to jobs and gives back time to candidates to do what they do best. It's quite simple. You import your resume, add your information or import it from LinkedIn, add the job description, and then Resume Puppy generates a targeted resume quickly so that you can apply to these jobs. So we started with an MVP, and with that MVP, we actually won the big idea competition. And since then, we built a beta product. Here's a quick demo. So basically, if there is a job that you're trying to apply to, you go over to that job description, copy that, and then head back to the Resume Puppy console. There, you can go to the skill section and paste this job description. So you would already have your resume, and based on this job description, it would find missing keywords and related keywords that then you can add to your skill section or to your experience section. With this, what happens is that you can quickly generate resumes for each of these jobs that you're applying to and target them, and not waste time like me and my friends did while applying to internships, while standing a better chance at getting that internship interview. We launched this beta about 9 months ago. And in about 9 months, we have 13,800 registered users on our platform. Over 275,000 resumes have been built. And we didn't realize earlier on, but the scale of what we built was huge. And people from over 122 countries have actually used our product and generated resumes. Not only is this a huge problem, but there's a huge opportunity here. Over 6 million people are looking for jobs in the US every single year. In America, it's a $725 million total addressable market, and it's a $4 billion opportunity worldwide. And all of these numbers have been arrived very conservatively. And what we are after is the STEM university students right now. And that itself is a whopping $50 million market. While our competitors are very busy trying to make your resumes look beautiful, we are laser focused on making sure that your content is on point and that your resume passes through the machine and gets into the hands of the people that matter. We looked around in the market for pricing. We saw all tools that are available at this point, and based on that, we came out with $99 for 3 months, and that sort of unlocks everything on the platform where you can generate unlimited resumes, you can have unlimited versions, and you can have resume score, analysis, job match, etc. And it was really interesting to see that once we launched the beta, we had a lot of incoming requests from industries. We had companies like Upgrad reach out to us. We had some universities reach out to us to try and see if we could work out something there. So that's why to address that market, we are also looking at an enterprise plan. We have a fantastic team to execute this vision. I lead technology and product. I've been in this industry for 6+ years. I've built apps and scalable systems for startups and large companies alike. I worked for Yahoo, Grammarly, and SignEasy. And I've also built my own profitable app businesses earlier on. Simon heads operations and sales, and he has 6+ years of experience working in Silicon Valley. He's worked at companies like Lyft, Tesla, Neuro, and he also raised funding for his previous company. We have Lauren Miller, and we were so excited to have her. She is a recruiter with 8+ years of experience and has worked in the heart of Silicon Valley, working at companies like Tesla and GoPro again. And she was very instrumental in the initial days to sort of help us understand the problem and talk to us about what goes on in the recruiting world and how we can enhance the experience for students and candidates as they come into the system. Not only that, we have a great engineering product and UX team who has worked at some of the top companies worldwide. We have people in the product and UX in America, and then we have an engineer team back in India. We realized earlier on, we have to be different to sort of get our users. And that's why we looked at guerrilla marketing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn was very successful for us initially to get all of our users. And right now we host competitions, viral posts, and job posts to sort of get people into our system. And it has been growing week over week since then. We also have resume building cheat sheets and courses and webinars so that we get a lot of visibility amongst the early STEM students, and then they move on to our platform and interact with us over the long term. Not only that, we realized we needed to do something with product-led marketing. So say if you were to go to Resume Puppy and share your resume on LinkedIn, you would get a beautiful preview of your resume. But not only that, you would also see that it was made on Resume Puppy, thereby making more people get onto our system. And we have seen really amazing data in our initial launch phase of this. Partnerships are key for us. And we have worked with FangPath. FangPath is a company that helps people get into FANG companies. So that is the Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. And they have been our partners in webinars and workshops and helping people build resumes and target resumes to these companies. We also have a social media partner, Homies, that helps us with positioning our product in the South Asian community. Our next few quarters look exciting. These are some of the things that we're working on. Basically, we heard what our consumers wanted. We heard what the industry wanted. And based on that, we're building really powerful AI tools to analyze your resume, also to recommend keywords that are related to the ones that you have already selected. October 2019, we actually built the MVP. And in a month, we won the Big Idea competition, giving us $25,000. Since then, we took a few months to build it and test it internally. In June, we launched it to public. And since then, we have had phenomenal success in terms of getting a lot of users, and we just recently monetized it. The next few quarters look very exciting as we enter the enterprise era of Resume Puppy. It's really interesting to see how we can use this product and fit into career services and help them grow. And most of all, it's been an accelerating journey for us building the product and now recently monetizing it. But what's even more exciting for us is when we hear all the success stories of all the students out there who have got the interview and then got the jobs. And for us, these success stories is what keeps us going. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Hey, thank you. Good job. Mayur, you will give 7 minutes, but this time we'll have Ram start first.
All right. Thanks, Anish and team. Good presentation. It's a little crowded field, isn't it? There's a number of different offerings, and you mentioned a few competitors, but I think the actual competition is much more vast. So I'm still trying to get a grasp on the differentiation here. And I saw the one slide that he had shown, but I think we probably need a little better insight into what is the clear differentiator. So maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is resume building as a market is red market, right? It's a red ocean where there are a lot of people helping you build resumes. But what we realized that most of them were trying to make your resumes look beautiful. And what we are trying to get to is, your resume format needs to be simple, but it's the content that matters. So if you head over to our console, you will notice that we have a lot of these pre-made bullet points based on different job categories, helping you enhance the content. We also are enhancing our AI capabilities to help you generate these bullet points based on your experience as well as the job that you're trying to sort of target to. So we are building that bullet point builder, and in that space we have only seen one such competitor, but they're not resume builders. So there's a company called Resume Worded that just helps you enhance your bullet points, but they don't help you build the resume. And the ones that help you build resumes, they usually don't have these advanced tools to sort of target your resume to that job, right? And that is why we have seen huge success when we introduce this to our peers within the universities, and then people from all top 100 universities in the country itself started using it.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Tina, would you go next, please?
Hi, Anish. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation. I think it's very high energy and very enthusiastic. So even though you were presenting last, I think it helped keep us up. That's the first feedback. I have a question on your the problem statement, right? Is the problem statement that there is a lot of talent out there that's not getting access to the right jobs because of the way they make the resume?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because one thing I've realized is that when I met people, I could tell my story really well, but on my resume, it was not sort of showing up. And if you look at our long-term vision is to sort of replace the traditional resumes. If you think about it, resumes have stayed constant for the past 100, 200 years. And we are in this digital age, we are in 2021, and we want to make resumes rich. So right now, as a first step, we introduce sharing. So when you can literally share each of your resume as a link to anyone, right? Today, it just opens up to a blank to your resume PDF. But in the future, we want it to be rich. We want your projects to come on YouTube videos. We want your GitHub links to appear. We want a lot of things happening there. And at the end of the day, a person should not be looking at a PDF which does not tell your story right. It should be at a point where they're able to interact with the things that you've already built. And I think that's the future of sort of resumes. And that's where we want to head. And basically helping people to tell their stories better so that even companies can hire right. They can hire the right candidate. And it's not completely only on pedigree and only on your previous companies that you work.
Okay, one more quick question before I hand it over. Do you have on the other end list of jobs that you're looking at, and then hence you match the keywords to indicate to the students that this is the demand?
Not really. So what happens is the student is trying to target a couple of jobs, right? And they hand over the job description to us. And based on that, we pick up keywords. Right now, we just pick up all the important keywords that we see in the job description. But as we are adding more and more AI capabilities, we are also building an AI recommender system where we have, like, say you added JavaScript, then we can say, hey, if you know JavaScript, you might know even CSS and HTML, and we found that missing on your resume. Do you think you want to add that? We are building it on that basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A final question, isn't LinkedIn sort of like your new resume? So isn't LinkedIn jobs, they also have a job portal. Do you see that everybody will apply for jobs on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn anyway picks up the right keywords and skills and also includes recommendations from your friends and peers?
No, absolutely. That's right. LinkedIn is currently, I think that's what all of us right now use to sort of show our profile in terms of our growth in terms of our career, right? But the thing is, it's not rich. It has been built as a social network, and it has only a few things that even if you have to look at a person's posts, or you have to look at what that person is liking, you have to go through multiple clicks to get there. And secondly, it's not rich. Like, I think the main thing is, if I'm going to send my resume to you, it should feel like you know me and all my achievements at one place. And I feel LinkedIn misses that mark by a lot. And secondly, optimizing for that particular job is not there yet. Like, they of course have a premium offering where they say, oh, hey, these are the keywords that are missing that might improve. But I honestly feel that they do not have a portal for you to help enhance what you've written already, right? They have, you can basically add all of those bullet points, but they don't help you improve that. They're not telling you how you can actually tell a better story of what you've already done. So it's almost like just like a Craigslist listing, and it's not a smart version, and we're trying to build a smarter version of that.
Sunny, would you go next, please?
Sorry.
A quick question. So love your passion. Great job there. How are you protecting your idea? Is it not an idea that can be easily replicated?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think the initial platform that we've built, of course, this can be easily replicated. But as we grow and as we have our network effects come in, we are trying to make a community, right? On LinkedIn, we have over 4,000 people in less than 9 months, and we are growing that continuously. So we have a community, we have a brand that we are growing. And at the end of the day, we're working very closely with career services. And once you get into these career services, it sort of catches on, because what we are trying to do is we are trying to even enhance from the career services department. And once you're in, it's very sticky, right? And that's why we are also very seriously looking at our B2B play and making sure that while B2C is growing and we have our brand recognition and everything that's growing from the B2C side, we also look at B2B to make it very sticky and make sure that we keep innovating and adding more features. And as you keep adding and evolving, it's very difficult to keep replicating, right? You can replicate one part of it, but you need to keep at heels with that. So.
And last one, if there is time, is there time, Mayur?
No, we just ran out of
Okay,
time.
no problem. We can follow up. Thank you. Thanks. All the best.
All right. Thank you, Anish. Excellent. So let's give judges time. Everybody, if you will be kind enough to give your feedback, the same link, and I will put QR for one more time for your benefit. So,
Satyajit, I think at this point, judges can go to the private.
No,
right?
no, not yet.
Okay.
All right. So I have a couple of things we need to do. So I would request everybody to hang around. We're still waiting on one judge, and no rush. We have time. So for the participants, I just want to say, if you think you are under pressure, judges are under worse pressure too. I think we can actually see every move they are making. We have an amazing scorecard that was created by Mr. Grant, Gordon Grant, who is here. So they really have to be, and you can imagine how we are running and making sure that they get their part done. Okay, so
I think next time Tyler will come up with a platform that can remunerate the judges.
I'll work on that next. First, I got to fix science.
All right, I think looks like all judges are done. So what I'd like to do is a couple of things. Number one, what an amazing day so far, right? As I listen to all of you, I realize that we have somebody who can keep us safe. We have somebody who can make us fit. We have somebody who can help us find a job. And if you are one of those Big Bang Theory people who really enjoys science, then we can, if you don't want a job, you can still get paid through Atlas Open Science. So we have somebody who can get us paid for research. And finally, for somebody like me who wasn't good enough to do any of those things, I can start a business, and IDA can help me start a business. So what an amazing day today. So I want to thank all the participants. You guys are amazing.
But you have to be a woman for that, Satyajit.
What was that?
You have to be a woman for that.
Okay.
Last part.
I think I will find a way.
No, I'm just kidding.
I agree.
Good job.
Hey, I want to now, Ram, why don't we start with you? I want to invite judges to come and say a few words to all the participants about what you heard, what you saw, and just your initial thoughts about it, not judging related feedback, but overall from the entrepreneurship perspective. So Ram, I'll start with you. Ram, we can't hear you.
What's that, Satyajit? Didn't catch the last part.
Yeah, I'm requesting all three of you judges to say a few words about what you saw today.
Hey, listen, guys, what a fantastic set of presentations, great ideas, the quality of the ideas, the product, and the presentation, the thought process that has gone into it was just remarkable. It was a sheer delight. We really enjoyed it. It was such a joy, and I think every one of these ideas has immense potential, just given the right set of inputs, obviously capital, advice. I think you're going all about it all right way. And we definitely wish you all the best as you move forward and get the necessary encouragement, mentorship, coaching, capital, and what have you. And we are here to support you and help you in any way we can. Of course, there's a competition and we are going to have winners and all that, but you're all winners. It might sound like a cliche, but truly, I think it's been remarkable the way that you guys have gone about it. The fact that you're showing real traction, revenue, and adoption, that in itself says a lot. So again, all the best, wonderful job. And I'm sure some of us will be talking as we go forward, and look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Tina, a couple of words from you.
Sure. Yeah, congratulations, everybody. Really enjoyed all the pitches, a lot of variety and energy in all of them. My best wishes to everybody. Congrats for taking up this path and at this stage in your lives. I think this is a great time to be an entrepreneur. There are so many opportunities and capital. So all the best to all of you.
Thanks. Ram, a couple of words from you. Sorry, Sunny.
Sunny? I can, but just echoing my fellow judges again, fantastic work. I really like the passion that you all brought to the table. Wonderful thought process, framing sometimes complex problems and being able to tell that in a manner that comes across very succinctly. I think that's very important. And one of the things that is clearly, as Satyajit was saying earlier, you are touching some very important segments of the economy. And clearly you all have identified some pain and noise in the economy that you all are addressing in a very intelligent manner. So kudos for that you all are taking it on, and just makes us all feel wonderful that there's such amount of passion, thought, caring that is driving what you guys are doing. So thank you so much for spending time coming and presenting to TiE. It's been an absolute pleasure, and looking forward to staying connected. And if there's any way we can assist and help you guys, I would definitely raise my hand. And again, all the very best. Thanks again.
Excellent. Thank you, Sunny. One last thing I want to say is we are so lucky to have somebody who has been, especially for participants' sake, you should know, you are here and you are able to do this because somebody who is here, he has been working so hard. I think he convinced me that despite everything I've learned in my life, there are more than 24 hours in a day. Dr. Paul Lopez, he has been working with chapters all over the world. He's talking to Australia, he's talking to Dubai, he's talking to India, he's talking to the West Coast, he's talking to places where there is no TiE, and he's somehow trying to bring them on. So I would love to invite Dr. Paul Lopez to come and say a couple of words as to what you observed everywhere else and what you saw here in Dallas.
Well, I'll start actually that if we were to run today's program and didn't tell listeners who were angel investors or VCs that this was a college crowd, I'll bet they wouldn't know the difference in some cases. You guys not only have passion, there are three things I as a VC look for. I think there were some teams that would fit all three here today. Number one is, are you working on a big idea? Right? Do you have a team that can make this happen? And number three is, are you ready to execute? I saw that today. And for a first time, Ram and your team, Satyajit, et cetera, congratulations. This is Dallas's first year of doing the program, but I'll tell you how you really become winners. Separate from who gets to go forward to the global program, will you continue to work with TiE Dallas to go launch your program, launch your venture? And if you've recently launched, scale it. If you do that, you fulfill our mission, which is to empower college students to become entrepreneurs. If you do that, we work with some teams from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that are just scaling tremendously. I hope I'll hear that about some of your chapters today. So that's the part I'd leave you with. The last part I'd tell you is, I think I said this to some of you on Thursday night. Look at what you're doing on a Saturday afternoon. You could be out at the park, you could be out doing something else. Instead, you're here pitching your idea, looking for feedback, use TiE's resources to help you go to market. And irrespective of whether you are successful or you fail quickly, in both cases, we're looking forward to hearing great things about the teams coming out of TiE Dallas. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. I also want to acknowledge Ravi, who is here, who has been emceeing. Ravi, thank you for your help. We in TiE Dallas wouldn't have done it without your able help. I've requested all of you to unmute. And if the participants, you have any words, we'll spend about no more than 3 or 4 minutes. So just come and feel free to talk. Now the competition is over. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, really enjoyed participating today. Got to I actually recognize a couple of the teams here, and it's really good to see everyone again. And impressive teams for those who I haven't met prior, and even for those I know, they've gone a long way. And so it's really good to see everyone together. Go Comets, and looking forward to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that. Thanks everyone for organizing this, and founders. These are some of the most incredible pitches that I've seen, and I've experienced a couple of pitch competitions myself. So I'd love to connect with each and every one of you and grow together as we move forward too. So thank you, judges, and thanks founders as well.
I would like to. Oh, sorry, Anish, are you going in?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's been such a great opportunity to sort of pitch here, and every single pitch has been just amazing, right? And being part of this and just building this relationship with everyone, I'm very positive of sort of growing together and making that impact in the society. Very excited to be here, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Rahul, why don't you go, and then Varika will come to you. Yes.
First of all, I want to thank everyone in this room for their time, really, on a Saturday morning and afternoon. Really appreciate your time. And judges, thanks a lot for those super inputs. Definitely, it's something that we cannot gain anywhere. And also, all the founders here, really awesome job. And the quality of the pitch is wow, it's just extremely good. And I'm looking forward to connect with all you guys as well. So yeah, it's going to be a beautiful journey.
Yeah, same thing as everyone. Thank you guys for judging. And I always say, like, UT Dallas has such an amazing, like, supportive entrepreneurship program and network. And I think that's really helped, like, all of us, I would say, like, come this far. And also, I've learned a lot from watching my peers. Like Satyajit, you were saying, like, watching other pitches is really helpful. So everyone did an amazing job. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to continuing the journey.
Excellent. Thank you all. So now what I'm going to do is all the participants, you can leave and go to the main. And I'm going to move the judges to a judges lounge where they'll basically, now their tough job begins. Okay. So thank you all. And we'll see you at the award ceremony and the main hall. Okay. All right. So judges, I'll move you to the appropriate places, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're in good hands, Satyajit. So I know Gordon's around if you need
Yes,
any
Gordon
help.
is going to come and join us. Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
All the best.
Hey Satyajit, so if the students go back in the main room, we just have some music and a slide for them to join the TiE TiE group on LinkedIn. Judges, if you'll like to, Satyajit, are you moving into the private breakout room?
No, I'm moving the judges to the right places.
Okay, all right, you got it.
No, I think those who come to the main room, they are in your good hands.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm just gonna run some music.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. I don't see, where's Gordon? Ravi, do you see Gordon? Okay, wonderful. He's already there. Okay. Thank you. All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you.
Ravi, I see you speaking, but I can't quite hear you.
Are we being moved or?
Hey, I'm speaking to the other room.
Okay.
I've got to run some musics here. So, if you're students, which I see, if you go to the main room, you're going to have music that you can listen to. The other track is still in session. The last team is still pitching. If you want to listen in and go watch, you can. You're more than welcome to go there as well. Go to the Houston track. If you like, I'll move you. Just let me know you're interested in either music or watching the last track finish, and I can move you manually. What's your interest?
I'll take the music room.
Okay, you got it. So just do me a favor, at the bottom you have leave room. I'll take you into the main room.
Okay, that's how you get to the main room. Okay.
Yeah, just hit leave room. You'll go in the main room. You've got the music, and then there's a link about TiE University. Just join there.
Okay, thanks so much, Ravi.
No worries. All right, everybody, just a minute to go. We will announce the winners in a little bit. So get back, turn back your cameras. So Satyajit, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ravi. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, my kids have sound and music in the background. So I'm good. I'm excited. We have the slides ready. And let's just make sure we get everybody back in, including our judges, including our presidents, including our students. So if you all get back in and just get your camera turned back on, looks good. What a Saturday, huh?
Yes, Ravi, if I may, I just want to say our TiE Dallas charter president is here around, and I need to tell him that as part of TiE, he has spent, outside of TiE, he spends a lot of time on the golf course and money. I think this probably was the best experience you have had, right, Ram?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Satyajit.
So no more golf, Ram. This is where we need you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Just
you.
kidding. All right. Ravi, back to you.
Awesome. So I am going to start spotlighting some people, including our judges. So just hang tight while I get everybody spotlighted. Ram, you're going to be spotlighted here and so forth. Judges, it would help me tremendously if you just raise your hand and I'll bring you up on the, so I can spotlight you quickly. Any co-host can help me as well? That would. There we are.
We are still missing
Judges,
someone.
if you just raise your hand there and get yourself to get spotlighted.
You want our virtual hand or our actual hand?
What?
I've got you. You're spotlighted. You're good. Let's get
Hey, we are missing Sunny from Dallas.
Yeah, I'm just looking for him.
Yes, and Tina unfortunately will not be able to join.
Okay, no worries. All right, Sunny, I found you. Thank you so much. And I think, did I get them all, Satyajit?
Yes, from Dallas. Mayur, I don't know. I think we got all of us.
Okay. All right, so with that, let me remind everybody the benefits. So students, this is the benefits of being part of the group. So I'm not going to read them all to you. Just heads up that we welcome you into the TiE ecosystem, and we are so glad that you're taking you're showing up. You're showing up to this competition. So I appreciate you doing this. And next reminder, it's more than a competition. This is not the end. It doesn't matter if you win or you don't win. There's a lot more happening, which you should benefit by just showing up and participating. As I mentioned, that the student access will give you to different events at their local chapters, and we're so thankful for all of both the chapters for making that available. So thank you so much, and let's keep moving forward. I want to remind everybody here what happens from here on. So today we're going to announce our local chapter winners as well as runner-ups for the TiE Dallas and TiE Houston. And our intent here is that we will make the necessary paperwork that's needed to submit them as TiE Texas teams into the TiE global competition that's currently scheduled. So you see on the timeline there on May 6th and 7th, there is a TiECon, which is one of the world's largest conference. All of the students will get access to the TiECon, the conference virtually. You can attend, including the winners. The winning team will additionally get access to a boot camp that's offered by a Stanford faculty that will be offered before the TiE conference. So the winning team will definitely hear from us. We'll get you squared away and get you all of these things. Once you go to the conference, attend those boot camps, the teams progressing forward will have a TiE Global semifinals that's at May 15th, scheduled also virtually. And then the TiE Global Finals. Now, I want to tell you that May 16th at this point is a tentative date. It can be pushed back 7 days, given that not every chapter across the globe has finished their competition. So kudos to TiE Dallas and TiE Houston and the Texas ecosystem for finishing our local competitions early. And the TiE Global competitions will take place in May, just maybe the 16th or a week after. So I did get permission to share that from Dr. Lopez, who all of you saw. So once again, all of you who participated, so all 11 teams, 6 from the Houston track and 5 from the Dallas track, already have got the $1,000 AWS credit. So congratulations on winning that. We will follow up with you on how to claim that. You'll hear a lot more from the TiE Global Group on how you can claim that and get access to it. In addition to that, each of the local chapter winning teams will get an additional $1,000 of seed capital or cash from the chapter. So in this case, Houston will be announcing $1,000, and then so will Dallas. Okay, so that means $2,000 of seed funding will be given to the winning teams. Let's move forward here. So for TiE Dallas, so this is the drum roll, and this is where Satyajit, I'm going to request the TiE president Ram Viswanathan to do the honors, sir. So here's presented by. So if you can unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Ravi. Thank you, Satyajit. I would be remiss if I don't mention once again what a fantastic job you guys have done, and hats off to you, kudos to you for pulling this all together. And it's been great watching these presentations and the wealth of ideas, the product and the presentations. Very viable, very real project. They're taking on some tough problems and coming up with solutions. It's so remarkable, such a joy and delight to watch it. So thanks again for all of you, and thanks to the team, Satyajit, Tina, Mayur, others that are likewise in Houston, Ravi and your team there. And my partners here, fellow board member and charter member Sunny and Tina, to have been able to make the time and do this, and the other folks from Houston assembled here. With all that said, I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but I'm sure everybody's anxiously waiting to hear the winner.
So we'll go backwards. Here's your, oops, what happened? Oh, 1 second. Oh, maybe we won't be able to announce. And let me quickly present before you see it.
Okay, yeah, you may want to stop sharing.
I'm gonna do a Steve Harvey moment. I promise.
Okay.
Let's try that one more time.
While you're pulling that up, I can just talk about the 3 teams that are all. I think this might sound like a cliche, as I was saying earlier. You're all winners. Everybody did a great job, but obviously got to pick the ones that rise above the rest, if you will. So the second runner-up is Fit Atom. I think the great idea to take the real need for physical fitness and use the principle of yoga and how tough it could be, and very creative way to look at how you can use your AI to measure body contours, and hats off to them. So second runner-up, Fit Atom. Congratulations, team.
Thank you.
The next is Atlas Open Science, and who would have thought that this was such a huge problem in the scientific community? And I can see why that is the case. It's a very ad hoc process, dealt with in a very informal manner, and put some science into that whole process is a remarkable undertaking. So congratulations, Atlas Open Science, you and your team.
All right, thank you, everybody.
And the winner is SURVIVR. They have taken on something very, very tough, and the way they've gone about it and come up with a solution and generated traction in the marketplace, working with the agencies, and showing revenue, and with the kind of sense of urgency that is needed in that particular problem. The progress they have made is quite remarkable. Very, very proud of you guys. Guys, you're all taking some real good problems, tough problems, and putting your energy and effort into it. So we are going to support you 100% of the way, and see what all we can do to take this business forward. and grow it. And the next hurdle, obviously, is to see how well you can perform on the global, and hopefully, keep my fingers crossed, come out a winner there. So congratulations, hats off to you, well done.
All right, so good job, team, track for all the teams on the TiE Dallas track. So with that, let's move forward. Let's announce also for the track Houston. So presented by the TiE Houston president, Ram Shenoy. If I could have you unmute yourself, sir.
Thanks, Ravi. And first of all, again, thanks to all the judges on both Dallas and Houston for spending so much time giving the benefit of your experience and expertise to and feedback to all these teams. It's truly, very challenging just sitting and listening to the presentations to distinguish it between the presentations. I want to just again echo what Dr. Lopez and Ravi said earlier, which is, all of you are already winners. You're super impressive. I just am so proud of, clearly all the work and effort you've put into this. I would encourage you to stay connected with TiE, because I can see that all the teams, you can benefit from remaining engaged with TiE. I'm sure that there are other charter members we can connect you with and resources we can connect you with to grow your different enterprises to reach their full potential. But with that being said, I had the opportunity to sit in and listen to the judges deliberating, and they were all very consistent across the three of them in their scoring. And so we're going to announce one runner-up and one winner. The runner-up is Air Bloom, and it was very clear. And the winner is Clocker. Clocker is, I think, if I was to elaborate, it was the quality of the business plan and the materials, in addition to the presentation and the maturity and all the different dimensions that caused the judges to judge that to be the winner of the TiE Houston pitch competition. So congratulations to all the teams. And I'm going to hand back to you, Ravi.
Thank you so much. How awesome is that? So students, we will be following up with you to make sure these are announced as tentative until all the due diligence is done with each of the team members, and then we will follow up. But we're so glad to have a runner-up and a local winner from both Dallas and Houston track. So kudos and congratulations, y'all did amazing. I want to leave all of you with a slide that has the TiE University's contact information. So Dr. Paul Lopez is there, Ravi Puli from DC, Subbu Vivek from the Hyderabad chapters. They are the co-chairs who have put this program together, enabling us. So these are the contact informations. The email there, it is going to the project management office. So any questions, comments, concerns, this is the group that you can obviously get in touch with. Let them know. They will also be the team that will reach out to you and in helping you claim the AWS $1,000 credit. And this is, again, an opportunity for you to work directly with TiE Global, the TiE University program, co-chairs, in addition to your local TiE Houston and TiE Dallas mentors. I believe you guys will be invited to many events at your local chapters. And you guys have done some amazing work. Hey, Pradeep, you woke up. It's past midnight in India. Pradeep,
yeah, I just woke up and here I am.
Well, so we just announced the winners. We're excited for them. Congratulations to SURVIVR and Clocker for moving forward. And again, we will be reaching out to the teams. At this point, judges and my partner in crime, as he keeps saying it, a very kind person, Satyajit, doctor, what a pleasure it is to work with you on this. I know both of us did not know what we're getting into, but what an awesome program. We look to do this again and again. I'm thrilled about it. I'm excited, and I want to thank both the presidents, both Rams that are on the call, for enabling the other charter board members on the call to do this good work. And once again, I want to thank Samia from the TiE Houston ED, and Mayur from TiE Dallas. You guys are awesome. Thanks for everything that you do. And then, hey, the judges, once more, we couldn't do this without you, so we appreciate it a lot. And lastly, to the students, you guys are what I call the change makers, and I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished today. You know, I know you were nervous. I know this was tough for many of you, but look, it got you to do something that you would not have done otherwise. So, you know, kudos to you for putting this on, for meeting the deadlines, and for trying your best. This is not the end. The competitions will continuously, you know, will come back again, try again, and continue to improve. Use the mentors, use the judges, reach out to them on LinkedIn, connect with them, and better your pitch for the next time. For the ones who won, hey, you have a next hill to climb. TiE Global competition is no joke. 500 teams from around the world. So if you think you nailed it, hey, there's going to be a surprise for you. You will need to talk to mentors, but we're here to help you. We definitely want to see a TiE Houston, TiE Dallas, TiE Texas team win. So with that, any questions I'll take, but the rest, adios, enjoy. Thank you so much.
Hey, Ravi, I just wanted to slip one more thing in, if I may.
Recording
I wanted to mention many of these pitches are investable, and many of this business are investable. So hit us up, and we will see what we can do to help you both here in Dallas and Houston. I'm sure
absolutely
there are opportunities. So just want to make sure that it's well understood.
So those still on the call, you heard it from some VCs and angel investors on the call. They're looking for you to contact them. You have their names, you have their LinkedIns. Just go connect with them and ask for advice, mentoring, and investment. All the best to all the students. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and do follow the TiE University Instagram, so you get lots of updates from around the world and lots of goodies also coming your way. Just go and like and share it, so you know what's happening apart from what you get from Texas and from Dallas and Houston. There's quite a lot of stuff in store for you from the global side. So just keep following the Instagram pages and you will get those updates. So all the best.
Any comments from any of the other charter members, board members from Dallas, Houston? I may want to ask for that there, Rory.
Enjoy your Saturday,
this
folks.
was really good. Sorry, I was on mute. This was amazing experience and really enjoyed judging. But the best part was these incredible ideas that each of you brought to the table. All the very best. And we remain very keenly interested, as Ram said, in investing in some of your wonderful ideas. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, Sunny. All right, I think I killed the echo there. Okay, folks, adios. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Ravi, we have to say avjo.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm sending you some dokras, man. Just hold on.
What about me, brothers?
You're too far.
All right, well, well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Will.
Well organized and well run.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, it's all a volunteer effort.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. So the recording has stopped. I think Darshak is the last one there. He's probably asleep, so I'm going to go ahead and kill the session, and it'll automatically record for him. Good job, brother. Good job.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.